War 12 of Season 49 with S, and I alluded to this in my last War video from S. And if we win this, we get War Champ. And Noon started this war off by triple KOing, or quadruple KOing actually, to Path 3 Venom. Which means that all we need to do, and then they kind of gave up from there. All I need to do is just clear the map. Clear the map, don't do stupid stuff. Which of course means that I'm going to play terrible versus this Korg. But game plan is pretty straightforward. I have a PS1 just for speed and ease of use. Last war of the season, might as well dump some resources into War Champ. Yeah, so here I'm hoping he'll just go for my backdraft, and that is just not true. I whiff a light intercept, and now I realize that I don't have time to get his rock stacks all the way down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to interrupt his heavy, and I'm just going to drop my special one into the rock stacks. I knew that I would take some damage, and I was willing to eat it just for the sake of fight rotation. Maybe could have just thrown the special 2, actually. Speaking of terrible decisions, throwing that heavy without waiting out the unstoppable was definitely a choice of all time. But I'm also thinking now that like I actually probably should have just taking his Rockfield down and throwing special 2, but you know what? You live and learn. Speaking of special 2, we drop that there, and he perishes. So, I guess he is made of perishable rock. Anyways, 40-second fight. Then I have this Longshot. I've taken this fight before. It was an Ascended, 6-star. Now it's a rank 3, 7-star, which actually is better for us because we basically got into a infinite cycle of nullify. No, not nullify. And that is less likely when he is lower sig. So because 7-star inherently going to be lower sig than a 6-star, and I can just start with this special one from my PS1. Just off rip, he's going to be taking a ton of damage. And just trying to be a little bit slow and cautious with how we approach this fight. Drop the second special one, which means that now he's taking for over 15k a second. And at this point, the fight is basically over. I believe I utilized my Ripostay here to refresh, which also makes him unblockable, which is fine. Doesn't really matter to me. So yeah, that fight is over very, very quick and straightforward. Yeah, Kate Bishop, when she can just start a fight, taking them down for 3.7k every half second. Pretty disgusting. Then I have the worst fight of all time. Path 4 spam with a rank 5 Nick Fury. I really wanted to take this fight with Kate. I took it with Nick Fury because it's safer. I don't have max deep wounds on, which basically means that I'm going to be killing him with basic attacks. Kate Bishop does this fight in 45 seconds. Next time I see this and I get assigned Nick Fury, I'm going to ask to use Kate Bishop. Other thing to note, I had a PS1 on. And yeah, as you can see in the caption, if you want to skip, that's the timestamp to skip, because this is a long fight. But I had a PS1 with Kate Bishop, and I specifically put on an invulnerability boost because I didn't want to have a PS1 for Spider-Ham, because I'm not Johan. So I wanted to, like, not die. Anyways, so here we go. Drop this special one. And, yeah. This fight takes forever. I think I do miss a special 1 dex, actually, so it's kind of good that I had that invul. I don't push him to L2 at all, which is like also probably a mistake, realistically. Spider-Ham's just so aggressive, it's kind of hard to bait specials out from him. But anyways, so here I get that medium because I'm hoping that I can just combo up to a special 1. I think I utilize the striker to help me with that. Okay, so yeah, a very, very slow fight. I'm not really sure all of what I'm supposed to be saying during this fight besides, like, look at this rank 5 attacker, and, like, he doesn't have a lot of damage because his bleeds are very short because I don't have deep wounds, and he's not dead, so he doesn't have a Fury. So yeah, lovely fight. Halfway done after a minute and a half. Jeez, this is absurd. It sucked in the fight. I was doing it and I was like, this is terrible. Like, this is my least favorite fight of all time. So yeah, slow and steady wins the race, if you can call that winning a race, I guess. What a great play there. I am unblockable. Probably should have hit into him there, but it's fine. And yeah, at this point we're at the home stretch. and just trying to finish this fight off without dying or giving him a bunch of stuff. And there, I actually am just under a bar power, so I need to intercept and spam special 1. The second I see that medium land, I drop the special 1, just so I don't get him any spider nonsense. Okay. Fight's just about done. Drop the special 1, and it goes down. Never again. Just send me with Kate. That was terrible. And then I think this is my last fight of the season. And it looks like, for all intents and purposes, War Champ is ours. So, throw on the mutant power back boosts, and not really sure the approach to this fight. I do still have 10 seconds on the invul, so there's a pretty good chance it's still up. I'm going to start with some parry heavies. Don't really expect them to crit all that much, but if they do, that's, of course, great. Do I bait out? I think I bait out the special 1. I also shouldn't have realistically bait out the special 1 with 2 Furies, because this power sting hits really, really hard, which was definitely an oversight on my part. I was just like, oh, this power sting won't hit hard, and I neglected the 2 Furies, so it actually chunks me pretty thoroughly. So I decided to push to L2. It's gonna, it doesn't really matter at this point. He refreshes his Furies, so, it's not that deep. But I get this special 2 out of him. And then, here, parry. And I don't know why I don't heavy into L2. I think I was scared of a power sting, but, there aren't any, so, why? And again, I saw how much damage the power sting did, so I should have just dropped the L2 and killed him. I'm not really sure why I didn't. Yeah, so just get power stings on power stings, and I really I couldn't even tell you what's happening in this fight. But we dropped the special 3. This should kill and also end my season. And yeah, so we end up winning this war handily. Again, Noon gave up, not saying this is a real number. They dropped a bunch of fake deaths, and also generally, to be honest, didn't play very well. But yeah, so that is War Champ on my alt account, which is super, super cool. So I'm super thrilled and excited about that. Amazing battle group, and just a great season overall, and very happy to get War Champ.